The mailman delivered a travel brochure for Italy. My wife, Sarah, looked at it with stars in her eyes, but all I felt was a cold wave of panic. Every beautiful photo of the Amalfi Coast just screamed expensive. This trip was something we'd dreamed about for decades, but now that retirement was here, the dream felt less like an invitation and more like a threat to our survival. I remember my retirement party so clearly. The handshakes, the pats on the back, the feeling that I had finally made it. For the first week, it was bliss. I woke up when I wanted, read the paper from cover to cover, and felt a profound sense of peace. My life was finally my own. But then, the quiet started to get loud. The freedom began to feel like a void, and a new boss moved into my head, the financial fear. I became obsessed with our savings, treating our nest egg not as a tool for living, but as a fragile treasure that had to be guarded at all costs. Every dip in the stock market sent a jolt of terror through me. I wasn't retired. I was a full-time warden of my own prison, and the sentence was indefinite anxiety. My life began to shrink. I'd make excuses to skip dinner with friends because I couldn't stop calculating the cost of the entree. I stopped buying books, telling myself the library was fine. I was slowly turning down the volume on my own life, all because of a number on a spreadsheet. The lowest point came when my oldest friend, Bill, called to plan our annual fishing trip. It was our sacred tradition. But all I could think about was the cost of gas, the fishing license, the bait, so I lied. I told him we had other plans. After I hung up, I just stood there in the kitchen, feeling the full weight of what I'd become. I was so afraid of running out of money that I had completely stopped living. That night, Sarah found me staring at the computer, my face illuminated by the glow of a dozen scary-looking charts. She simply said, "Frank, we didn't save all our lives just to be miserable." It was so simple, so obvious, but it cut right through the noise. Her words sparked something in me. I started researching, but differently this time. Instead of looking for threats, I searched for solutions. I learned a new word, decumulation, which is the financial speak for how to wisely spend down your savings. I was looking for a strategy, a system, a permission slip to live. That's when I found it. A concept so simple and brilliant, the 3-bucket retirement strategy. You divide your money into 3 pools. The first is a cash bucket for your next 1-3 years of expenses, safe from market swings. The second is for medium-term goals, and the third is for long-term growth. Suddenly, it all made sense. With a legal pad and a calculator, I sat down to do the math. I figured out exactly what we needed to live on for the next 2 years. Then, I looked at our savings and mentally moved that amount into bucket 1. It was just numbers on a page, but for the first time, it felt manageable. I realized we had more than enough to fill that first bucket. A wave of profound relief washed over me. For the next 2 years, we were safe, no matter what the news screamed. And that's when I had my true aha moment. The problem wasn't the amount of money we had. It was the chaos of not having a plan for it. I saw all our savings as one giant, vulnerable pile. The bucket strategy gave it structure and purpose. It gave me a roadmap, and in doing so, it starved the fear that had been feeding on my uncertainty. Sarah and I spent the next week building out our full plan. We filled bucket 2 with our goals for the next decade. It was actually fun. We were no longer just not running out of money, we were actively planning our future joy. A few weeks later, the market took a dive. The old me would have been a wreck, but this time I calmly looked at our plan. Our living money in bucket 1 was untouched and secure. The system worked. The fear had lost its power. That weekend, I took Sarah to the nicest restaurant in town. For the first time in years, I didn't scan the right side of the menu first. We ordered what we wanted, laughed, and held hands. It was the best meal I'd had in a decade. The next day, I deleted all my old, frantic spreadsheets. It was a simple click, but it felt like a monumental act of liberation. We booked the trip to Italy. Standing there, overlooking the sea with Sarah, I felt a gratitude so deep it brought tears to my eyes. We had made it. My whole perspective had shifted. I used to see our nest egg as a fortress I had to defend, which made me a prisoner inside. Now, I see it as a bridge. It's the sturdy, reliable structure that connects the life we had with the one we still want to live. It's not something to hide behind. It's something to walk across, confidently, toward the horizon. I learned that the true work of retirement is learning to invest in yourself. It's about taking the same care and planning you used to build your career and finances, and applying it to your own joy, your own health, and your own adventures. A financial plan isn't about dying with the biggest possible number. It's about living with the biggest possible sense of fulfillment. Today, at 70, I feel more alive than I did at 65. Our calendar is full of fishing trips, dinners, and plans for the future. The fear is gone, replaced by a quiet confidence. This is the golden years fulfillment we always dreamed of. If you're feeling that same fear I felt, please know there is a better way. Your retirement plan shouldn't be a source of anxiety. It should be the blueprint for your freedom. Don't let fear write the final chapter of your story.